Bubba da bubba da bum 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 bubba da bubba da bum bum. Bubba da bubba da bum 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 bubba da bubba da bubba bubba bum. You'd be hard-pressed to find people with any kind of childhood that didn't at some point arrange their toys to form some sort of contraption or city, guiding miniature figures through, and forming all sorts of stories and scenarios in their kid brain. I know I certainly went through a phase of driving toy cars across the carpet, up walls, down banisters, on the ceiling if I could reach it. So, back in 1999 when I first played a demo for Toy Commander on the Dreamcast, I was struck by how the game captured that essence of childhood imagination, and that short snippet of the game has stuck with me ever since. Now, almost 20 years later, I've finally got round to playing the full game. In many ways, it's exactly the game I expected it to be. In others, not so much. The basic premise of Toy Commander is that a group of your toys have rebelled against you, and you take control of a number of vehicle toys ranging from trucks to planes to helicopters to take back your house room by room. You do that by taking on various obstacle course-like challenges set up by the evil toys and beating their time records on each level. The variety on offer here is tremendous. Some missions are simple, like a classic race to the finish line. Others could see you making use of multiple vehicles over land and air, completing a series of objectives that could involve transporting objects, rescuing stranded toys, or everyone's favourite, blowing stuff to smithereens. One of the best constructed missions has you flying over an enemy base in the living room, taking out its defences before rushing in with the truck to steal a bomb. You then need to blow up a bridge to the base, made out of a wooden bench, all before a large enemy convoy arrives from the kitchen. Sometimes this isn't quite as simple as it sounds. The game has a rather dated physics engine which can often lead to frustration when the player is asked to push objects around the environment. A slight miscalculation and the object is likely to go practically any other direction than forwards. Missions where objects can simply be picked up and added to your inventory with the push of a button and dropped off in the same manner feel instantly more satisfying. Then there's the weapon system, which is shared between all the combat vehicles in the game. Your standard machine gun can only fire directly in front of your toy, making precise aiming a nightmare to pull off, especially when speed and precision are a core aspect of moving forward in the game. Luckily, there's an array of special weapons, often limited in number, that give the player a sharper edge in combat when aiming for the record times. The homing missile, always a favourite in retro games such as this, is by far the most useful, but certain situations call for mines or bombs to be deployed. Each weapon can be upgraded in firepower several times within a mission too, if you find the right pickup. Other pickups include fuel, which must be topped up periodically, and repair packs. Aesthetically, the game delivers on its clear vision perfectly. The aforementioned weapons are not just imaginary items in our protagonist's mind, they are makeshift variations of household items. The missile is a pen lid, the mine a drawing pin. The level design also follows this clever aesthetic. The kid has stacked wooden planks and toy buildings across chairs, tables and sofas, and used things like shoes to form an obstacle on a racetrack, for instance. Every piece of the environment is purposely handcrafted to deliver a representation of this perhaps rather eccentric kid simply playing with his toys. And if you think the visual aesthetics are nostalgic, that's nothing compared to the music. Following in the vein of many games that had come out earlier in the 90s, Toy Commander features a brilliantly produced electronica soundtrack. Composer Frederick Reynal has blended a variety of spacey saw synths and breakbeats with the occasional orchestral stabs to inject a bit of drama. A few tracks such as Lost Strings are also reminiscent of Frank Klepacki's Command & Conquer soundtracks, bolstering the slight hints of strategy game tones that Toy Commander already possessed. Once you've beaten the high scores on 3 levels in a specific part of the house, you can face the boss of the area. These bosses, while a nice idea, don't really make good use of the gameplay systems in place, opting for more of a head-to-head game of who can kill the other faster by shooting the crap out of them. This idea of replaying challenges over and over to reach a certain proficiency level is a rather archaic one and may frustrate players without much free time that still want to experience the whole game. But on the other hand, replaying levels makes you appreciate the ideas and game design philosophy that the developers were going for with Toy Commander. Once defeated, the bosses will turn back to your side and be controllable in the final battle against Huggy Bear for the title of Toy Commander. Interestingly, you can choose to fight Huggy Bear early but face a much increased challenge, as all the bosses you have yet to defeat will be right there fighting with him. If you can look past its awkward controls, which have dated the game tremendously, Toy Commander has a ton of varied levels to offer an avid high scorer or speedrunner. Others might find it a repetitive slog to make the progress needed to see the whole game through. Though 9-year-old me would have taken this game as possibly the best thing since Barcode Battlers, and be begging for a sequel, more than many other games I've played, Toy Commander is perhaps a game only of its particular time. It's certainly one of those games that makes the Dreamcast the intriguing and enigmatic console that it is, but I'm unsure as to whether Toy Commander's game design holds any relevance for the video game industry moving forward. Thank you very much for watching. I've been Jake of theretroperspective.com, and if you'd like to see more videos like this, please subscribe.